Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to Black Suit Shinobi, a channel that is focusing more on mobile games, and games that played using mobile. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe for more mobile gaming content just like this, and hit the notification bell, so you won't miss any updates. In this video I'm gonna talk about the PPSSPP games for mobile, and for this game, we are gonna focus on one of the best fighting games in consoles, Tekken, but thanks to PPSSPP emulator, we can also play this game on our mobile. Tekken is a Japanese media franchise centered on a series of fighting video and arcade games developed by Bandai Namco Studios and published by Bandai Namco Entertainment. The franchise also includes film and print adaptations. The main games in the series follow the events of the King of Iron Fist tournament, hosted by the Mishima Zaibatsu, where players control a plethora of characters to win the tournament and gain control of the company. The conflict between the Mishima family serves as the main focus of the series plot, while players explore other characters' motivations in aiming to control the Zaibatsu. Gameplay focuses on hand-to-hand combat with an opponent, with a gameplay system including blocks, throws, escapes, and ground fighting. The series later introduced combos and special moves, with characters also able to stage break arenas. Tekken is noted as being one of the first fighting games at the time to use 3D animation. Japanese video game developer Namco began the series in 1994, with the release of the self-titled first entry. As of 2017, it has 9 additional entries, 8 spin-off games, and has been adapted into 3 feature films and other media. Tekken 2, as well as the third game Tekken 3, are considered landmark titles. They received critical acclaim for their gameplay and more immersive experience. Subsequent titles have followed this concept and received generally positive critical responses. The series has been universally acclaimed and commercially successful, having shipped more than 50 million units, making it one of the best-selling video game franchises of all time, and the 4th best-selling fighting game franchise in history. The main series has been widely credited by critics and video game publications for raising the standards of fighting games, praising it for its gameplay mechanics and replay value. As with many fighting games, players choose a character from a lineup and engage in hand-to-hand combat with an opponent. Traditional fighting games are usually played with buttons which correspond to the strength of the attack, such as strong punch or weak kick. Tekken, however, dedicates a button to each of the 4 limbs of the fighter. The gameplay system includes blocks, throws, escapes, and ground fighting. In the original Tekken, players could only block attacks manually. From then on, starting with Tekken 2, characters automatically block while not moving forward or performing actions. A feature called Neutral Guard, standing or retreating characters, will block high and middle attacks, with no input from the player, while crouching characters will duck high attacks and block low ones. Normal middle attacks will hit crouching players, but some special mid attacks can be blocked by both stand and crouching neutral guards. Meanwhile, pressing backwards will give the player an active guard that can withstand certain combo attacks that would normally penetrate the neutral guard. Some characters are equipped with parries and reversals that act like traditional press button to block systems. Tekken 3 introduced several gameplay possibilities that were retained in later games, including the ability to sidestep into the foreground or background. Tekken 3 and later games also reduced recovery time after being knocked down, and gave characters rolls to recover instantly after hitting the ground, allowing the player to get back into the fight more quickly, at the risk of being hit while rolling. Tekken 4 gave characters even greater mobility, by adding true 3D movement inside geometrically complex arenas, with uneven ground, obstacles, and walls. The 3D gameplay allows damaging side and back throws, as a reward for outmaneuvering the opponent, as well as evasive attacks that develop directly from a sidestep. Tekken 5 saw a combination of walled and infinite arenas, while discarding uneven ground. Tekken 6 retains much of the design from Tekken 5 but also includes a rage mode, which activates when a character is near the end of his vitality bar and earns a damage multiplier. Bound hits were also added, in which a player connected with an airborne opponent will place him in an inescapable grounded state, allowing combo extensions. Tekken 6 also has destructible floors and walls that allow the fighters to blast through to new fighting areas when broken. Tekken Tag Tournament 2 retains these elements, while while also adding a new kind of stage break, balcony breaks, which is a combination of floor and wall breaks, where characters will go through a breakable wall and fall to a lower level in the same sequence. Tag tier specific features include tag assaults, cooperative combos triggered by hitting a bound, and a tag at the same time, and tag crashes, an emergency tag occurring when downed and the partner is currently in rage. Tekken 7 introduces some movement changes to the Tekken formula. The backwalk animation is now similar to Tekken Revolution, featuring a more fluid movement away from the opponent as opposed to a slower shuffle. Regular backrolling from a grounded state has been removed, and instead replaced with a new rising animation and performing an ankle kick. Kicking the standing opponent, while laying face up on the ground, is now accompanied by a new backroll to help create separation. Balcony breaks from Tag Tournament 2 are present, and function similarly to how they did in solo play. New features include power crushes, an attack that cannot be interrupted by regular attacks once the animation has begun, and rage arts, attacks that can only be used when your character has hit a rage state near the end of their vitality meter, sacrificing the rage mode to perform the attack. Bound has been mostly removed save for specific situations. Certain moves can cause a bound, if not comboed into, and all low parries will cause a bound effect. Similar to Tekken 6, Bloodline Rebellion. Floor breaks now result in an effect similar to a tag assault and tag 2 rather than a standard bound, and instead characters now have more frequent access to an aerial tailspin effect, an attack that throws an opponent backwards onto their head as opposed to straight downwards, although it is still inescapable once triggered, which means the combo can continue. Tekken 7 is only for consoles and PCs, if you're gonna add the Tekken 7 file in your computer. But don't worry, Tekken 6 is available to play in PPSSPP for mobile. Like what you guys can see in this video. You can find a Tekken 7 mode to add some skins from Tekken 7, but it will make the Tekken 6 characters look a little bit silly. I have some gameplay here in my channel that I use the mode and add up the Tekken 7 skin and Tekken 6 characters. And also, if you use the Tekken 7 mode to your mobile, you can also use the combos and the rage art with additional new characters from Tekken 7, but it's a little bit hard to control. I will link my gameplay of Tekken 6, where I use the Tekken 7 mode, in the description below. But for me, if you want to play Tekken in your mobile, Tekken 6 is enough without adding any silly mode to make it look like Tekken 7.
Get ready for the next attack.
力こそ全てだ。
Round 1. Fight. You win. Round 2. Fight. Perfect. You win. Round 3. Fight. You win. Round 4. Fight. You win. Round 5. Fight. You win.